I'm going to start by saying this. I am not a part of the smug club that believes that the science is settled. There's definitely no such thing as ghosts, etc. If anyone claims that there's such a thing as settled science, or they start talking about the science as some sort of monolith that cannot be challenged, they have no idea what they're talking about, and they have no idea what science is. I don't care if they have doctor, professor, or sir before their names, or how many letters they have after their names. That isn't how science works. The idea that we've pretty much figured out how the universe works after just a few centuries of research is ridiculous, and reveals a naivete that is akin to believing that we've reached the end of history, humans have stopped evolving, etc. I predict that it will be tens of thousands of years into the future until we actually know as much about the universe as some people believe that we currently know. By then they're going to look back upon what we thought to be settled science, currently in the same way that we look back upon ancient religions that believed that sacrificing children would appease the gods and bring about a successful harvest. There are certain prominent scientists who will never admit this, because it undermines their significance, the significance of their mentors and role models, etc. Anyway, all of this is to say that my beliefs regarding the supernatural revolve around knowing that there are things that I cannot know, because in order to know this thing, let's call it S, I would first need to know things A to R, which no one knows, and probably to know why X, Y, Z from the previous alphabet are wrong, which we also don't yet know. There are likely to be multiple paradigm shifts in our understanding of the universe between now and then, where we learn that either we didn't know what we thought we knew, or what we thought we knew was actually evidence of something else. So my ability to describe what I believe is going to be restricted in that way. And I'm going to use terms that are as close approximation of what I think I'm talking about as possible within the current paradigm. I will thusly enclose these terms within question marks to indicate as such. I agree that a lot of what people believe to be ghosts are not, in fact, ghosts. A lot of supposed apparitions take place just before sleep, when someone is half asleep, or when they have just woken up. I think a lot of these are waking dreams, such as the sleep paralysis demon. Some ghosts are hallucinations brought on by sleep deprivation, mental illness, or alcohol and drug abuse. The presence people sometimes claim to feel may either be completely psychological, or it may be due to electrical currents. Sometimes the mind plays tricks on itself. Some people just lie about seeing ghosts. All of this I believe to be true. The question is, when you remove all of the ghostly encounters that can be explained away in these ways, do any remain? I believe so. This belief isn't necessarily built on anything, just belief. That may make you want to vomit, but so be it. I believe that our idea of time and space is still very limited, and we will learn much more about it as we progress. Maybe time and space are just two of many different elements of the universe that we have yet to discover, or maybe they themselves don't exist at all. Maybe what we believe to be time and space are evidence of something else. I think we will learn, if it is possible to learn, that what we think of as time and space is not linear. I believe that time and space may fold back on itself or be in all places at once. So, sometimes, when someone believes they have seen a ghost, the thing they have actually seen is not an apparition, but is actually there. It either was there, or will be there, or is there in some other idea of time, space, etc., that we do not yet understand. In this sense, a ghost is not something that used to be in the physical world that is returning in another form. It is really there. So why is it there? If time and space usually behave in a way where it rarely intersects with itself, why are there these incidences of it doing so? Maybe there's a glitch. Or maybe it was fully intended. Maybe it's an experiment. Because if time and space is non-linear, then our current environment is the result of not just the past, but also the future. Perhaps someone in the future, probably the distant future, has figured out how to manipulate this process. Perhaps they intervene so that they can either experiment with how it works, or maybe even help us by setting things in motion so that we will invent things or learn things. Maybe this is what we perceive to be God. Maybe that explains how the universe began, i.e., it never truly began. Maybe ancient aliens are not aliens at all. If aliens at any point visit or interact with us, then they will have always interacted with us. So maybe some of our current existence is based on their intervention. Maybe they've introduced particular minerals so we can invent things, or stopped wars, or let wars happen, or even caused wars to happen, given us the knowledge to invent things, changed our atmosphere. Maybe they've made mistakes, and that's why our existence remains imperfect. Maybe we're in a reality that is only one iteration that resulted from their interventions, and there are both more perfect and imperfect iterations. When reading that, it's important to realize that all of the terms and frames of reference I have are probably incorrect. So I'm to some extent blindly trying to build a house without knowing where the bricks are, or what bricks even are. So the framing of it in terms of past and future is even insufficient. But it is my belief that if you could sort of translate what I'm saying through all of the paradigm shifts to come, that is a reasonable approximation of things. So ghosts are real, but they're not ghosts. And God is real, but is not God. Time travel is real, but not in the way we think.